Hey guys, so good to be back with you. I feel like a new woman, even though I need a shower. Okay, you guys. So first off, I want to read something to you, and then we're going to get into just like a nuts and bolts about really you. Each of you are sitting on region and nation right now, and you don't even know it. And so what I want to do is give you a simple, clear system on how you're going to realize that that is true, and the brass tacks of what you need to do to make that come to fruition, because you all are. And maybe you're like, I don't want to be a VP. I just want to be an area manager, and you're a new consultant. Guess what? You're sitting on an area right now. So I want you to think about that. But I want to read something to you. And each of us at the VP retreat, we were given this. And it was a personal letter from Stian Mork, our founder's son. And what he did was he wrote a letter to each of us, giving us the vision of what his father had for our company. And it's through his eyes. Petter's son. So it says, Dear Terry, Arbonne started because our founder had a dream to create a home for people, she's got really bad handwriting, who sought a better life for themselves and for others. He wanted for everyone to see and understand that each and every one of us can make a difference. That with vision, courage, and hard work, you can be and do anything. I love that through our amazing products and opportunity, my father's dream is flourishing today. Arbonne was built on love for beautiful and meaningful things. Yeah, I think it's things, right? I can't read his writing. And this will be our guiding light for generations to come. I want you to remember that statement. This will be our guiding light for generations to come. I am so proud and grateful to be a part of this company. I want to congratulate you on your choice to make Arbonne a part of your life. With that decision, you are making a difference, and you are making the world a better place. All my very best to you, sincerely, Stian. Arbonne was built on love for beautiful and meaningful things, and this will be our guiding light for generations to come. You guys, this isn't about us. It's not about us. It's about the people that we're leaving this to. It's about a legacy for your family, a legacy for someone maybe who doesn't have a family. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you can't look at this as a Webstat number, a number of consultants sponsored. Oh, I'm not hitting my number today. I don't know if I'm going to hit my goal today. You guys, that's thinking small. It's thinking so small and insignificant in the purpose of what we have in this business. Some of you might be thinking, I don't know who else I have on my list. I don't have anyone on my list. I've gone through everybody I know, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end of the day, you guys, I want you to understand something. Those things matter, but that's not truly why we do Arbonne. And that was so present and it was so evident this weekend. And, I know some of us are thinking of ourselves, and I will get into the training, you guys, but some of us are thinking, oh my gosh, I really need to hit like $1,500 because I can't survive through the month, or whatever the case may be, you guys. I don't want you to focus on the $1,500. I want you to focus on the gift of what the $1,500 will do for you. It'll make you a little bit less stressed. You'll be able to have a little bit of money at the end of the month. Maybe you can do something extra for your family or for yourself, you guys. So I think we focus on, I need $10,000 a month. No, what does the $10,000 represent to you? What is the gift? Mo Boger gave her mom a globe and said, you can go anywhere in the world. The mom just looked at it at first like, what are you giving me this for? And she's like, for you to dream. Her mom had forgotten to dream because she was so immersed in just trying to make ends meet and raise her kids as a single mom. But at the end of the day, what does your globe look like, you guys? Because this exercise and the way you decide to handle it and do it is going to tell you if your globe is too small or too big. Well, there's no such thing as too big, but you get what I'm trying to say. But I want you to understand something. It's not a national vice president paycheck that is the end all be all. It's what comes with that. Debbie talked about having her husband not be as stressed with work, having to allow her family to do these certain things. That's what the gift is. It's not the 20. So let's change our thinking around. Okay, you guys, so you guys have, some of you have heard this training, but it really made sense to me. And so I want you to be thinking about this as we're going through this, and not go, oh, I've already done that. I've already done that. I've already done that. Because I guarantee you in 12 years, I've never done this. And probably none of you on this call have done it unless you left the retreat and did it automatically. It's called the sticky note system. You guys, on the way home, Erin and I stopped. We got Post-it notes and we got index cards. You guys, this stack of cards right here, I may not fill it all up, but this stack of cards is my nations and nations and nations and nations. It's waiting. It's waiting right here. And this is, I'm going to show you how you're going to use it. You know, Courtney, I look at you. I know you want to be an area and then a regional vice president. It's going to be sitting in this cards if you do this thing that we do. Amy Martinez, you've been in this business a long time. You've got a nation sitting right in front of you. It's just hidden. And so what I want to do is I want to help you bring that out. No. I'm at Erin's house and she's at her, she's getting some stuff for tonight. But so the sticky note system, she talks about verbiage too, and I'm going to share that with you. But I will print. I have it all in my notes, so I'll put it out so you guys can have it. You already will have it. You can listen to her training again. But at the end of the day, you guys, number one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you guys, she was faced at a pivotal moment in her life with a very abusive situation in her life, and she checked herself into a hotel room, and she's like, okay, how am I going to make this business work? She was a region. She needed to be a nation. She goes, where am I going to do the things that I need to do to be on point, right? And so at the end of the day, she sat down and she got Post-it notes. And she made 5 Post-it notes with something on them. And I'm going to show you what it is. The first one is offer the business. So take a peek, and we have some verbiage for that. The second one is ask for the event. The third one is a one-on-one. The fourth one is a follow-up. And the fifth one is ask for a referral. And what she did is she spread these Post-it notes out on the bed in the hotel room. And then what she did is she got a stack of index cards that she had. She purchased them at the store. So hey, sorry you guys. No, Chloe, Coco, no. Come here. Oh my goodness, dogs. So the deck of cards, you're going to write down the name of every single person in your cell phone on that deck of cards. So one card is going to be Mary James. The next card is going to be Hope, whatever. Every person in your cell phone, on your Facebook, on your 100-person contact list. You can go through your husband's cell phone, whatever the case may be. Every single one of you are old enough to have an address book. Maybe not Brooke. But at the end of the day, you guys are old enough to have the address book. Go through your address book. Look at that post Carlita posted about someone from her early life, very young, that has been watching her Facebook. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take those list of names and also go through your team details, your preferred client list, go through your old order forms and order sheets that you have. And what you're going to do is you're going to start separating those piles. So Mary Jones is going to go into the business builder pile. Grace, whatever, is going to go into the one-on-one pile, right? So you're going to separate them in that way in according to those 5 categories. Then most of us are going to want to do the most comfortable pile first, what we're good at. Like I'm good at talking with people out and about, whatever the case may be. Terry Wilson loves the parties. So what I want to encourage you to do, this is going to be, you're going to have a huge list. If you really go through all of these resources, you're going to have a huge list. And if you really do this exercise well, you're sitting on VP. You're sitting on regional vice president and national vice president. So I want you to think about that. Then you're going to start sorting. And then the fear is going to come in a little bit because you're going to be like, oh, man, I got to reach out to this person. I haven't talked to this person in 3 years, blah, blah, blah. I got to find my notes again, you guys. So at the end of the day, I'm going to give you a little bit of grace in this. I want you to start in your comfortable zone first. So if your comfort zone is reaching out for, you know, a sample, or I'm sorry, if your comfort zone is asking for parties, start there. You know, get a little like wind under your wings, get a little puffed up in your chest because you get some positive response, right? So you're going to start there. And then you're going to move on to the next most important thing. And most likely it's going to be that offer the business, take a peek call. You guys, and you just start calling. And I love what Mo shares. She said she would text the person and she would say, hey, do you have a quick second? Most people say, yeah. And then she would call them, right? Because they gave her permission. And then she would go back through this dialogue. And you guys, for those of us at the retreat, I was talking to my team about this. So those of us that were at the retreat, we have an excuse. I just came back from this amazing retreat. I really got more fired up than I ever have. I've been playing so small. I'm so sorry, you know, blah, blah, blah. You came to mind, and this is why, and I'll give you some other verbiage. But for those of you that were at the retreat, you have that. It's an urgency thing, right? So you guys, remember when I talked about what comes from that $20,000 paycheck? What is the gift of the paycheck? You guys, I've always told my team, it's not the goal, it's the goal beyond the goal. It's what comes from the goal of promoting to region. What comes from the goal of promoting to nation. And you guys, I have to tell you something. My team knows this, my leaders know this, and I don't know if any of you do, the ones that aren't directly on my team, but you guys, I went nation with the sole purpose to retire my husband. And at that time, he wasn't ready to retire because his business was flourishing and he felt like he was right in the prime. And I really didn't, I knew all the gifts that would come from that, but that was like all I thought about. And then when he didn't want to do that, I was like, wow. And I really didn't realize how much that took me out. There's so many other benefits. My next goal was to promote other people so that they could achieve their dreams. But you guys, that was it. I didn't have a bigger goal than I should have going to those levels. What does it look like if he retires? What does it look like when you're a nation? What does it look like? So I want you to think about that. And Mo talked about that a lot. She never talked about money. She never talked about the big paycheck. She never talked about the trips or the jewelry, because you guys, that's bonus. What she talked about were the gifts that came from those things, the blessings that came from those things, not the things. So I think when you really get down to it, that's going to be a big thing for you guys. That was huge for me. So, and then she said, after you do this sticky note thing, she goes, you do it every 90 days. This business is in 90-day increments. People get frustrated because they get all excited and they start working and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden in day 4, they're like, nothing's happening. My web stems are changing. I don't have more volume. I'm not sponsoring more people. You guys, it's not going to show up for 90 days. And you guys, those that stick through that 90 days and that they dig in, the blessing comes later. It's not instantaneous. The gift is that you stayed in it and you continue to work, right? Okay, so every 90 days. So acknowledge each pile. She talked about acknowledging each one, you know, the business, the one-on-ones that ask for an event, the referral, and then you sort. So you want to sort and start with the most big names first. You guys, we need to sponsor up in this business. Kendall Travers talked about, like, she goes, her first consultant called her from jail. She's like, I really need to sponsor up. Like, she goes, she was the cutest. My brain works like her. I just don't present that way. But I just turned around Beth and she was just like, I'm like, yes, that's me. But at the end of the day, not the jail part, but at the end of the day, she was like, from jail, you guys, don't be afraid to sponsor up. Sponsor big. How many of you that were there would love to sponsor a Mo Boger? Right? So you need to sponsor up. Then she said, hold on, you guys. Then she said, I've got all these notes. Like, I have notes from I don't know why. Um, sorry, you guys, it moved all the way up. Okay, so every 90 days, and then evaluate what you need to work on. Identify your weaknesses. I talked about that. You guys, we always want to do the easy thing first because that feels good. The unfun or the stuff that we're not comfortable with, we don't. And at the end of the day, I want you to start on that easy pile first, or to get a few wins, a few yeses, and then go to the tougher thing, the thing that's going to have the biggest reward. And then it'll build your confidence too. Okay, so, and then she's like, she talked about this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sort every name on the list, business, show, follow up. And that's kind of what we talked about. And the one thing that she talked about, and it was like the zingers, like I think about Amy Martinez and her desire to move back close to her family where they can afford a home for her and her husband and kids and all of these things. You guys, that's a zinger. As a leader, that's a zinger. I think about Tracy Vincent and her husband in Texas and, her practice and her wanting to be able to get to a point where she can, maybe pull back on that practice and have the income from Arbonne. You guys, that's a zinger. So who do you have in your life and on your team that are presenting zingers to you? Because at the end of the day, those zingers should be a part of your why, and they should make you want to sort and ask a whole lot faster. So I want you to think about that. And then the other thing you want to do is, I want to do this, and I'm actually going to do it with, Beth and I will probably do it together, but I think every single consultant on our team, no matter what management level, needs to do this. And moving forward, we're going to have a plan in the getting started tools that we're going to use, right, Beth? That every new consultant is going to do this because it's going to help them see they really do have people that they can ask for all the different things that we need to move forward. You guys, and then we're going to do it every 90 days. We'll have a system cycle. It'll be a part of our training. It'll be a part of the things that we do, but we need to be doing this because we're going to have new people on our new Facebook. We're going to have people in our Instagram. We're going to have new people, that come into our 100% contact list, new hostesses, new clients, new preferred clients. So this is a 90-day thing. And then what we really want to just talk about is, when you're getting ready to call, she called it lean in and lean out. When you're getting ready to ask for the party, when you're getting ready to ask for someone to join your business or whatever, she called it lean in, lean out. How am I doing on time, Beth? I have 7 minutes. I'm good. Okay, so she talked about disarming statements. And right now, I know that all of us that came back from the retreat, we just want to go and tell everybody everything, all that we learned and how big this is, and do you want to join my team? But at the end of the day, like, she uses this disarming statement so you keep the person at a really healthy, like, distance from what you're asking, I guess is no better word to say it. And so she said, this is just an idea, and I'll put it into text, you guys, but hey, do you have a quick second? And then they'll text back, yes. Okay, cool, because I'm going to call you. Make it super conversational. I have all this in my notes, you guys, and I will post it. And then what she does, she goes through just this kind of back and forth. And that was what I was saying about the retreat. And you guys, you don't have to be at the retreat to use this. She says, I want to let you know you've been on my heart. I was at a retreat this weekend, and I couldn't stop thinking about you. Or I want to know that, I want to let you know that you've been really on my heart, and I know you've been going through some things, and I really just can't stop thinking about you. And then she goes on to say, if I were talking about someone and I'm like, you're so friendly and you're so outgoing. And like, we have a guy that was the waiter this morning and his girlfriend coming tonight to the Discover because Erin started talking to her, and stuff like that, just because he was friendly. And so she just really talked about this dialogue about just bringing that person in to this from their perspective. You guys, we're always so apt to give our perspective or what this business has given us. And I think we need to put it into the perspective of the person that we're asking, to take a peek at this business. She also talked about the verbiage, take a look at this opportunity, or listen, or hear, or whatever the words were. But she said peek, because then it's not like, it's just, she says it just seems to sound a little better for the person. She learned it from Patrice Mattson, I guess, in a training that she did with her. And then when the person says yes or no or whatever, she says, and for all I know, Okay, and for all I know, it may or may not be a fit for you, but I was hoping you might want to take a peek at this business, or if you know, whatever, if you're asking about the business. And then the girl will say something, and here's the deal. If the answer is no, then know that the next time I call you, it will not be about Arbonne. Give them the realization that it's just, you're not going to be hounding them every time you call about Arbonne. And then the next thing she says, and please don't say no until you know what I'm offering. If no, say, I totally understand, but if you come into my heart again in the future, can I reach out to you? So this was just part of the verbiage for asking. And then the one thing I loved, and this stood out to me so much. She said, let obligation be your business partner. You guys, we feel like we don't want people to feel obligated. But when you go for the business and you ask and you get a no, then you can actually say, well, you know, great. Well, would you be willing to, you know, maybe have a few friends get together, blah, blah, blah. Like, let obligation be your friend. At some point, the person on the other end is going to say yes to something, whatever it is. Even if you get to the point where you're asking for a referral, but you're going down the funnel method, like Carlita teaches us too. So you guys, I just want to reiterate these piles. I will put this into thing, and I'll post it on Bolt the Nation page. I have it in my notes on my computer, so I can actually put it in a little document. But you guys, your call to action today is to get a stack. I only have 180 cards in the stack. You need a pad of Post-it notes. You don't need a ton. You need 5. You're going to need 5 in 90 days, and you're going to need 5 in 90 days. But every 90 days, we're going to be doing this exercise. Because you guys, it is not about where you are right now. It is not about anything other than you growing your leadership lid. And those zingers that I talked about should push you to grow your lid, because people are banking on you to help them achieve their dreams as well. That's a big one. That was a big one for me. Like that was huge, and it gives me the chills. You guys, we are all sitting on the next level of our business and beyond. It's endless. We're limitless. There's no end and no bounds to where you can take this business. And you don't even have to put a new name on your list. You have enough for these 5 Post-it notes and these cards to start with a full calendar, with people to take a peek at this business. There are people with referrals that are out there waiting, and maybe it's not for them. But you guys, here's the deal. You have to do it. You have to do it. You guys, this is not my comfort zone, going through the list and writing all this down. I'd rather just think of people and do it, but I'm not doing it enough. And so when she was saying it, and I was like, holy smokes, you know, here's Coco, see her? She's crawled up in my lap. But you guys, I want each of you to look at this and know in the next 90 days, you could have or be in qual for area, region, or even nation, because you're sitting on it right now. So Beth, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add.
No, that was awesome, you guys. I just love how you pointed out and Mo pointed out that in that stack of cards is your nation, you guys, or your region. It's the beginning stages of your nation. And I did want to point out too, Mo gave us her stats. So she had 56 cards in her business pile. And like Terry alluded to at the beginning, you guys, Mo was in a desperate situation, like desperate. Like her situation was crazy. She needed to grow her business yesterday. So it was like she had to get to a certain place really for, you know, some crazy situation that her life and her personal life was going on. And this was it. This was the only option. And you guys, just FYI, for those of you who don't know about Mo, our guest speaker, she is a neuroscientist and has her PhD and was working, how many hours a week, Terry, was it? 100 hours a week. She was driving 3 hours one way to work, you guys. 90 hours a week. And she was raising kids and was in a really tough situation in her personal life with her marriage. And so we're talking about like this is how she did her parties. She would do 2 or 3 parties on a Saturday because that's all she could do because she got home so late at night. So she would leave like at 5 o'clock in the morning, get home at 10 o'clock at night, you guys, from work. So when people tell us they don't have time, we just have to tell them her story, you guys. And we have her training. If you ever want to hear her training when she trained for our Nation Call, we have that as well. So you could kind of hear, her background. But her one business pile, that moment when she did the sticky note, she had 56 cards in her business pile. 56 cards, 56 names. 26 said, sure, I'll take a look. I'll take a peek. 26 agreed to sitting down with her about the business, you guys. So almost half. 9 said yes to the business. And these 9 people, this was in February, I think, or January, but these 9 people went on to at least promote to district manager and promoting another one. And you guys, her business got to where she needed to be to get out of the situation she was in a matter of months because of getting this trace down. So whether you guys are new or whether you guys have been in the business, join us in doing the sticky note challenge, you guys, because you are sitting on your organization, because whether it's that person or that person connects you to somebody else. You guys know my story. If I had this down back in the day when I first moved to Fresno in 2004, I would have had, because a lot of my business came through referrals because I didn't know a lot of people there. So I was asking for referrals. So I would have had that pile. So guys, I'm excited about this. And Terry did a great job breaking it down for us, you guys. So I hope you guys take us up on the challenge and work on your sticky notes. And you know what, guys? What is today? I don't even know. I've been gone and I don't even know. All I know is my birthday's Friday, so whatever.
23rd, and I would have loved to close out the call if I can.
Yes. And wait, one more thing I just want to say, you guys, to those of you who are in Orange County, we have a healthy happy hour at my house tomorrow night at 7. This is a great opportunity to invite away, get people there. We will also always, of course, share the business opportunities. So if you have some prospects, people you wanted to get in front of a meeting but just haven't been able to, utilize that. And we'll have our handy-dandy scale that can tell you how old you are, body weight too. So Terry, go ahead, take it away.
Okay, you guys, really, really quickly, I just want to I want to close out with this. July 23rd is the first day of the rest of this year. You guys have just a little over half of a year to reach your goal for 2018. And whatever you started out with in January, you can still achieve it, even though the year is half over. And what I want to close with this. I want you to think about what you honestly do for your business right now. What do you do on a daily basis for your business? I want you to deliver a grateful attitude for your business and know that it starts with you. It's not Beth. It's not me. It's not your sponsors. It's not your sidelines. It's not Arbonne. It's you. What you decide to do today is up to you and to move your business forward. When you need to grab a book. Mo talked about being just going through her story and stuff. She talked about the book 3 Feet from Gold. I want you to think about that book. And she said, page 27, it's the law of the lid. You are the lid. When you don't expand your lid, your team won't expand and it won't flourish either. You guys, it starts with us. And we are not going to be blessed with a huge flourishing team if we're not willing to look inside and do the things that we need to do in order to expand us, to expand our heart, to expand our gratitude, to expand our skills. You know, Carlita talks about skill sets, you guys. But at the end of the day, the law of the lid is our responsibility. I told you earlier, well, I told the VPs, but you guys, I am ready to expand my lid like tenfold. And that means all of you are going to be able to expand yours and you're going to be able to flourish. You guys, every single one of you deserve to have the gifts and the blessings that come with a national vice president paycheck. It's not the paycheck. It's the gifts that come from it. So I want you to think about that. The next time you feel frustrated or stuck, you need to grab a book and you need to expand your mind and you need to expand your heart and be grateful. And the last thing is I posted on my Instagram today, I can't remember the leader that said it, might have been Mo. It says, it's only a marginal effort to go from good to great. Marginal. It's not like you have to change millions of things and big degrees and stuff. It's a marginal effort to take your business from good to great. And I know I'm ready. I know Beth is ready, but we want you to be ready. We want you to say yes to the gifts and the blessings that are going to come to you and your family by the end of the year, simply because you decided you were going to be present, you were going to raise that lid, and you were going to do the do. And you guys, people are waiting for you. Dana, they're waiting for you. Kelly, they're waiting for you. They're waiting for me and Beth. So I love you all. Have an amazing, amazing week. I would love to hear, and I know